Okay, hey guys, so this is Nerdbot, which I believe is some publication that talks about pop culture and nerdy stuff. It says it's becoming one of the leading pop culture and driving media forces in the industry. Our articles reach millions of readers and viewers each week. Well, I guess that's self reported, but I believe it. But the reason I wanted to make this video is because they recently published this article that says, "What is BFDI Battle for Dream Island? An interview with my kid." And I want to say a huge thank you to Breana Ceballos for writing this because, well, I just think that like publications about BFDI are so rare, and I want to show appreciation for when someone does shine a spotlight on one of my projects, right? X is here to celebrate as well. Thank you, Brianna! The fact your child was into BFDI and you respected it enough to write about it means you're the best ever! Okay, back on the stick you go, because I have to read the article now. Balance. Balance, balance. How did I get it to work? Okay. Okay, let's read. Lately, wait, hold on, I don't want to cover it up. Lately, all I hear about is BFDI. My 10-year-old is completely obsessed. Actually, should I do it in X's voice? Okay, my voice will like disappear if I do it, but I'm gonna try anyway. Lately, all I hear about is BFDI. My 10-year-old is completely obsessed. But when I look at it, all I see is a weird show with inanimate objects doing weird little things. There's a lot more to it, and according to my daughter, a ton of lore. So I thought I'd clear up some questions parents might have by interviewing her about her favorite YouTube show. Like, is it an appropriate show to let our kids watch? And what we might need to know about it. I will be paraphrasing and editing some of her answers to help clarify some points. Okay, enough of the X voice. Let's just like use my normal voice. Yeah, well, I know this article is more about like answering FAQ, which I appreciate. I do think to myself sometimes there isn't enough content about BFDI that's geared towards non-fans to teach them what's going on, which is why often there's like a big disconnect between the in crowd and the out crowd. So anyway, what is BFDI? It stands for Battle for Dream Island, which is an animated web series. BFDI is an object show, which is a type of genre. It is kid-friendly most of the time. There is a middle finger joke in the middle of the second or first episode. Yeah, it's like in the first like 5 minutes, but it's not that big of a deal because they mostly don't have fingers and you can't really tell. I also want to point out, when Michael and I wrote that joke in the episode, we were 12, so I think that like it should be appropriate for 10-year-olds to watch because it's sort of like same age group. They're just kind of making jokes about things together, about things that don't really matter or they don't understand why it's like there's no deeper meaning behind it, I hope. And also like I do think there's when we were starting BFDI, we definitely didn't think about like appropriateness, but I think that like as we've gotten older, I don't think there will ever be swear words in BFDI or any like extremely gory Happy Tree Friends-esque violence, nor will there be any like suggestive or adult themes. So I think it should be pretty safe. There's a host and all the objects compete for one thing. In this one, they battle for Dream Island. What they battle for changes and there are multiple seasons. The Power of Two, Teapot, is the current season. And that one, the grand prize is Two's power. But Two is depressed right now, so would Two even be able to give up his power? Like would you just get depression if you won? Well, okay, I don't want to make light of depression. Like I've had depression as well. It's a very serious thing. But like maybe that's what you get when you win Teapot. Anyway, what is an object show? An object show is a show with sentient objects. It feels like wow, very self-explanatory, makes sense. Actually, I haven't read this far into the article. Why should parents be okay with letting their kids watch BFDI? Thinking, mother, why are you typing? Seriously? This must be her daughter like taking over the keyboard. It's so cute. Like we're hearing from both voices at once. It's silly fun, but there are also some serious parts that can get you really intrigued. It's a good show for when you're bored and have art block. I guess like if I wanted to personally answer why I think people should watch BFDI, of course this is coming from the person who helped make it, so like it's biased. But I think the most important thing is to make kids excited to create, because I think kids' brains are their most valuable asset, to like live a full life, both financially but also just like kind of spiritually. Like, so if you can do anything that makes the kid more proud of the work they're doing or more excited just to like live and like flex their creative muscles as best as possible, then they should watch it. So like I'm really glad I got to watch Total Drama Island because it inspired me to download Flash and actually go at it. And if I didn't watch Total Drama Island and instead I like read a book, okay, people should read more. But let's say I read a book that's really boring, it wouldn't inspire me to create. And then by the time I reached like the age where I start to have to pay for bills myself, I just need to get a traditional job. And there's nothing wrong with traditional jobs, but I just feel like being able to see the fullest extent of your creative projects, especially if it involves your, you know, like a vision that you personally create, is just so fulfilling. You want to give your kid every leg up in that race, and the legs up in the creative race are things that inspire them. So if a kid really is drawn to something, you should like give them the full freedom to play around with it, which is why Michael and I have released the source file so people can tinker around with it. Anyway, is BFDI Battle for Children a good kids show? What makes it for kids? Firstly, they were made from kids for a project and escalated to a show. So it's made for kids by kids mostly. You don't really get to see or hear bad words in the show. That is true. There's that one line where Coney says like, "Oh no, the announcer can hear everything we say. That means he knows about all the times I called him a do 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 do." So I mean that's very like there's nothing there. There's nothing there. Who are some of the fan favorites of BFDI and why? It mostly depends on everyone's preferences. They all have their own personalities. My favorite is Price Tag. Price Tag fan in the chat, because they remind me of myself, honestly. I think that's really cool because I think when I created the show, I didn't expect that almost every character would have someone who is their fan favorite. And it's like, as the BFDI fandom sort of grew, it's... Okay, I know this sounds a little dismissive, but at the start, I really felt like a lot of fans were like using RNG to pick which character was their favorite, because like people would be fans of like the most obscure characters, like the, you know, circular talking clone, or like Steven, you know, like David's clone, and I was like, how are you fans of like the 173rd most relevant character? But I think that's really heartwarming. It's like this community seems to care about the like not just the like fan favorites of the most popular privileged ones, but even the lesser privileged ones. And it just shows the variety of personality and like the variety of viewers. Who's the least likable in BFDI? Same answer, but I would say Pillow, because they killed a lot of other characters. You're not alone in that. I think like Pillow is probably top 3 most disliked. Okay, is BFDI ongoing? Who made it? It started in 2010, one of the first object shows. Jack and Jellyfish on YouTube. Carrie, that's me! Yay! Okay, and Michael Huang. That's my brother! Yay! Made it. It's ongoing, and there are multiple seasons. Teapot is one of the seasons, for example, and it's the latest season of the show. Teapot says for Power of Two, so in this Power, the contestants go in teams. They have a schedule sometimes where they put out posts where they show when the next episode is coming out. Currently, the next episode of Teapot is coming out on the 21st. Oh, wow, this is super recent. Because it's like June 16th right now. I think it came out June 15th. Yeah, June 15th. So like 21st, like that was only 6 days away then. It's only 5 days away now. I find it amazing that she remembered a date, because it's hard to get her to remember details like this. The BFDI team, oh my gosh, this is so sweet, is doing a fantastic job of keeping our kids engaged. Wait, that's really cool. I mean, I think, again, this is sort of what I was talking about earlier. Like, whatever your kid's brain gloms onto, it's just a sign that, like, that's kind of naturally their element, right? Like, you know how that saying, you shouldn't teach a fish how to climb a tree, or, like, a monkey how to swim? It's like, different humans' brains have natural affinities towards different things. I hated playing soccer as a kid, but some organizations try to force me into it, right? And it's like, I never became a good soccer player because, of course not. I'm just not a human built to play soccer. So let me do the thing that I naturally have the affinity for, like creating YouTube videos, and you'll see me flourish. Whereas like one of my classmates who was super into soccer, if we forced them to make YouTube videos, they would make the most garbage, uninspiring videos, but like get them near a soccer ball and they'll become the next Cristiano Ronaldo. So that's why I think it's like, find your kid's affinity and really lean into it. Why do you think people should watch BFDI? You can get into a lot of stuff because there's like millions of object shows out there, and you can get interested in them more and more. Well, I think that is, millions is a bit high of a bar. I do think there's like a couple thousand out there, but it is true that it feels like an endless supply. Like, everyone is always vying to be the most knowledgeable, well-watched object show fan, but I don't think even if you had infinite time in the world, you could catch up on everything. Anything else you think people should know about BFDI? The range of episodes is pretty wide, so there's a lot of fun that you can have by watching it. Oh! They also make plushies that I really want. Oh my gosh, wait. I haven't read this far. There's one right here! Don't you want this beautiful X body? Like, you know, with the beautiful tag? No, I'm not. I can't believe I'm like shilling or making an advertisement out of this video. Look at this lusciously printed tag. There's my face. Oh no, this is so dumb. You know what? Only buy me if you want a plush. I don't want to force or manipulate anyone into buying things they don't want to. So if you don't want to buy me, I understand. But if you do... Okay, this is dumb. This is very dumb. But yeah, here's the 5 seasons going on right now. You know, it's crazy that like season 2 and season 5 are both going on concurrently. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for writing this, Breana. Like, honestly, anime enthusiast, Hearthstone Battleground addict. I think it's really cool that people are so like upfront about their interests, because you know we need more people to just like be proud of that. And I think this is just really a combining of worlds, you know, like publication and written media with this online niche genre of YouTube video. Like I think that's really cool that people are stepping outside of their like the circles they're familiar with and getting to know new people and new areas of the internet. So yeah, big Breana W. And that's it for this article. There's just a lot of ads now. I'm probably not going to buy these. I do not need a big Lego transformer. So thank you for watching this video. Go read the article. I'll put a link in the description. Bye.